Welcome to the 8th edition of the Kyle Phelps Show as we talk about Lyon College football from Saturday afternoon's 35-21 victory over Texas College. And we'll talk about the upcoming 2 weeks leading up to the homecoming game as the Scots have a bye week this coming weekend. I'm John Kruger, Assistant Athletic Director for Sports Information and Marketing. I'm joined again this week by Kyle Phelps. And Coach, let's first talk about this past weekend's game against Texas College. It was a hard-fought 35-21 victory, which you knew it would be. Coming back from last year, we kind of turned the tables on Texas College. It was our third win in the last 4 games. And more importantly, it improved us to 2-1 in conference play. Now let's take a quick look at the conference standings. Arizona Christian enters this week's play in first place with a 2-0 conference record, and they're 1/2 game ahead of 3 teams, including us, Lyon College. We are 2-1 in conference. Bacone College is 2-1 in conference, and Wayland Baptist is 1-0. So, winning 3 out of 4 after starting the season a little slow. Just talk about what a difference winning makes to a program and to a drive toward a possible conference championship.
Yeah, I think anytime you get in a groove and get going, I think it makes a huge difference. I think, all along we played some pretty tough teams at the beginning of the year. And, the first game of the year we had 8 turnovers and, it was a new offensive system and things like that you always worry how you're going to start. So, you take that game out of the mix and, we go play Lindsey Wilson. We carry a pretty close game there into the second half. And, then you get Hendrix College, who's a ranked Division III opponent. And we were with them for a little bit too. And, then you start and, then we get our first win, then we go into conference play, and it's just been building blocks. It's been that, our guys have continued to work and continued to grind every single day, and each day we've just continued to get a little bit better, and that's kind of the goal across the whole season is every time we get a chance, just get a little bit better, and, I think that's what we're doing as a staff and as a team is just getting better each week.
Now, we're 3-4 on the season. Last year at this time, we were 0-7. Is the difference between last year's team and this year's team that much?
No, I don't think it's really that much of a difference other than experience. And, our guys went through a year last year where they did struggle and they learned from their struggles. And, no matter how you face it, I mean, we were freshmen playing juniors and seniors last year. This year we're sophomores playing juniors and seniors. But, once you get the monkey off your back, I think helps a lot too. And, we got that first win and now our guys have tasted victory and continue to, just continue to battle. And I think it's one it's just continued to build. The programs continue to build since it started here. And each game last year I felt like we got better and better. Now this year we came in and I think every game we've continued to get better. And that's the whole goal of the program is, continue to get better throughout the years. It's, next year's team should be able to build on this year's team and continue on that path and continue to build a program that way.
One of the things that I looked at or were thought about as the game progressed on Saturday was last year against Texas College, we never seemed to get over the hump. We were close to them and never could get that lead. This year's team, we took a 7-0 lead early in the second quarter. They came back and tied it. We got the 7-point lead, and we continued to fight them off and do the things necessary to win the game. How does the team do that, or how did we get to the point where we're able to do that better?
I think it's just experience. I think that last year, not just Texas College, we were in quite a few games where we just didn't quite get the job done, just didn't quite get over the hump and finish. And this year we've been in some tight games that we've finished. You go back to last week, an overtime thriller that we battled and kept battling and finished. And then this week, it's a back and forth battle for a while, and we just finish it. And I think it's just the experience of our guys learning how to finish football games and finish the things that they start. And really, that's the biggest key. I think it's just the experience of being in ball games and being in close ball games that that we've come out on the winning side of now, that just have continued to grow our program.
Looking a little bit at the game early on, the defense seemed to set the tone early in the game. Xavier Story, he picked up an interception on their first drive. Stephen Benedict, who had missed several games, came back. He got a big interception near the end of the first quarter, which led to our touchdown in the second quarter. Talk about the team's defense that we seemed to stop them when we had to. We stopped them in their territory 5 times during the game, once at the 17, once at the 39, and once at the 28, and those are all in the second half. Our defense just seemed to be able to, we kind of a bend but not break kind of mentality.
Yeah, I think that's anytime you get Benedict back helps on defense. I think he brings a little bit of life to that side of the football, and the whole goal all along is make plays when we get a chance to make them, and our guys in the back end got a chance to make a couple picks and made them. I mean, heck, Benedict made it on one arm. He's wearing a club on the other, so that was good to see, and had an opportunity to make another one later in the game that got tipped in front of them, and it's just we got off the field on third downs too, and we've struggled with that a little bit over the previous few games, but we did a really good job of just when we had to step up and make a play, we made it, and I think that comes just from experience, guys being in those situations multiple times throughout the year, that now their confidence level's higher and they're just continuing to play.
Yeah, on the offensive side, the team finished with 454 yards, winning the battle for total yards for the 4th time out of 7 games this season. Talk about how crucial it has been for the offense to only have 2 turnovers in the last 4 games and to mix the running, the passing game so well.
Yeah, I think obviously anytime you don't have turnovers is a great thing, and our offensive staff has done a good job preaching that to our players, and our players have taken a lot of pride in not turning the football over, and just from the yard side of things, that's what our offense does. We just continue to pound the ball a lot and then throw it when we have to. And Dwayne's done a really good job running our offense, and then Mike obviously Bowles is who he is, and he's going to continue to run hard. And then you also got Mahe and Biddy back there running too. And then this week we actually completed a long pass to Riley Caraway. He actually caught a couple touchdown passes. So just the mixing of the offense. We are who we are. We may make little tweaks and changes here and there throughout weeks, but our offense is our offense, and I think that's a good thing for our guys too, is because there's not a whole lot of change involved in it. That they know exactly where they need to be and what they need to do, and they just go execute it.
It's interesting being on the sideline. I'm able to take photos, but I'm able to also observe the team as they go through the game. One of the interesting things that I've observed this year is, last year it almost seemed like a mental struggle at times for the players. Where this year they have, now that they've experienced some winning, they have that confidence. They know they can do things. They're more mature, as you said, and not only mentally but physically, and they know they can come out and get things back in gear, and they're overcoming that adversity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that's a key. I mean, it's one that, again, it goes to just the experience of our guys, and just that some guys hadn't played football for a whole year going into last year, and just and then when you're not winning, it becomes sometimes it's just tough on them to rebound and to bounce back. And there's a lot of other factors involved too. But I think our guys have done a really good job of just, mentally staying locked in throughout the week and throughout the games, and just done a really good job. And I'm very appreciative of the way our guys have played so far.
Looking at some statistics, the ground game for Lyon College has already gone over the 2,000 yard mark with 2,027 yards, which surpasses last year's total throughout the entire season. Lyon is currently number 2 in the nation in total yards rushing, number 4 in rushing yards per game at 289 yards, 16th in the nation in scoring, and number 1 in the conference in scoring. Michael Bowles is the number 1 rusher in the country right now with 915 yards, number 3 in all-purpose yards with 1,026 yards. Talk about, this has got to be not only to guys running the football, but those guys up front are doing the job.
Yeah, and that's the key. Anytime you have an offensive plan, you got to have good offensive linemen, and we do. We have a great group up there that work really hard. Coach Marlowe does a great job with those guys, and they take pride in what they do, and they take pride in running the football and punching it in the end zone, and just continuing to open holes for Mike and Dwayne and all the other running backs that we have. They just want it. They want it in the end zone, and they want it on the ground, and they do a really good job. And can't say enough about those guys up front. And hopefully they continue to work hard this this bye week and get ready for Arizona Christian in 2 weeks.
Looking at the special teams aspect of it, Trey Hawkins is number one in the nation in total kickoff return yards with 527 yards. Osvaldo Espericuete hasn't missed an extra point this season, is number one in the country in that percentage. Now, he did struggle a little bit on field goals. I think he missed one way, one missed the other. But he did average 41.3 on his punts, put one inside the 20 again. So what was your overall thinking of how our special teams played on Saturday?
I think ultimately our special teams is playing well. We're improving each week. I think we've had some letdowns on some weeks and some good ones in some other weeks. Trey's a dynamic return guy, and you just hope he breaks one. And he got close a few times, and then Oz has done missed a couple of field goals this week, but did really well in the punt game. So he kind of made up for it in another aspect. You're going to have those weeks. You're not going to hit every single kick you ever take, and just like you're not going to complete every single pass on offense. But he's the type of guy that he'll get it fixed and he'll go back to work. And special teams wise, I think Coach Curtis has instilled in our guys that we're going to play hard and we're going to play fast and we're going to play physical, and that's on those units. And we play a lot of guys on there. We play some reserves on there. We also play starters on our special teams, and because it's an integral part of our game and our team, and they've done really well on that side of the ball. So I'm very pleased with our special teams.
It's exciting this year. There's so much more of a buzz around town and around campus about the football program. We're 3-4 on the year, 2-1 in conference, and people are expecting bigger and bigger things. Now we go into a bye week. We have 4 games remaining in the regular season. One homecoming game in 2 weeks, or on October 22nd, against the defending conference champion Arizona Christian. That game, by the way, will be at 6 o'clock at Pioneer Stadium. And then we'll go on the road for our last 3 games. Conference game at Wayland Baptist, one at Langston University, and then a non-conference game to finish out the season at Missouri Baptist. How important is it for the team mentally, physically, and with all the aspects to have a week off right now to kind of regroup?
I think they can go one of 2 ways. You always want to keep momentum going, too. I mean, I'd love to be playing this week as well after winning 2 in a row. But there's also a lot of good in it that we get a chance to get some guys healthy. We get a chance to recharge the batteries, I guess you want to say, for the stretch run. So I think it's a good break for our guys. It's going to be one that they're obviously, our guys are still going to work hard. They're still going to watch film. They're still going to do a lot of things, and we're going to still practice a little bit this week and things like that. But they're going to get a little bit of time away, and I think that's always good for guys, is to at some point in the season be able to get away for a day or 2 or whatever it be. And I think that our guys will take that and get recharged and get ready to face Arizona Christian in 2 weeks, and then go on the road for 3 straight weeks to finish the year, which will be tough. That's anytime you go on the road that many times in a row is going to be tough. But hopefully we're ready to go and when we come back.
These next 3 conference games are against 3 tough teams. How important is it now that we have this momentum, as you say, and confidence? This kind of puts us in the perfect position to try to do some things during the stretch run, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. I think obviously the most important game is Arizona Christian, and they won the league last year. They're going to come in at 2-0, 2-1, 3-0. Who knows, depending on how it all shakes out this week. And we can either be basically a game behind them when they come in here, or we could be tied with them. And that's a big game. It's a huge game for us. It'll be the biggest game we've played here in Pioneer Stadium, and it'll be a chance for us to do something that maybe we've never been able to do, is to if we do come out of there with a win, put ourselves at the top of the standings, and then kind of control our own destiny. And we always talk about winning a conference championship, and to do that, you got to beat the teams that you have to beat, and you got to go up there and beat the teams that have been there and have done it, and they've done it. They went through our conference play undefeated last year, and they're going to come in here, like I say, 3-0 or 2-1, and we're going to have to saddle up and play. And I'm looking forward to that game, and I know our guys will be too.
We seem to be doing the things that a team that's going to make a run for a conference championship does: not turn the ball over, balanced offensive attack, defense creating turnovers, and making the big plays when we have to. Those are things that last year we were striving for and never could obtain. This year we seem to be doing on a regular basis. Kind of exciting to be in a second year of a program and the guys are already getting to that mode.
Yeah, it's like I say, it's just building blocks,
Yeah.
and that's the key, is that we are doing the right things. We're doing the things we have to do. We're not turning the football over. We're getting off the field. And we got to get off the field, and I think winning games and things like that helps with that. Helps the conference level continue to grow. Helps guys not try and do too much, because they know, hey, if I just do my job and do what I'm supposed to do, I know we can be successful, and I've seen it be successful, and that helps too. Anytime that the guys don't feel like they have to do extra stuff or have to do more to try and get a win or try and do this, and it's just it's been fun to watch, and we are doing the right things. We're making strides in the right direction. Still a long ways to go, and there's still a lot of tough opponents on that schedule left too, and hopefully we can just continue to grow and continue to build each week going forward.
Just take it one at a time, right?
That's right.
All right. Well, congratulations, Coach,
Thanks,
to
Coach.
the second game and second victory in a row, and winning 3 out of the last 4 games. The Scots coming off their 35-21 win over Texas College. The Scots will take a bye week this week, take the weekend off before homecoming on October 22nd against Arizona Christian at 6 o'clock at Pioneer Stadium. We thank you for joining us for the Kyle Phelps Show, and hope you go join us again next week as the Scots start to make their final run of the regular season.